All right, today I'm going to go over drawing on page 232, drawing number 1. Always the first thing we do is come in here, we open up Creo, we'll select our working directory. Mine is in the CAD 2016 folder, and I hit OK. I'm going to do a new drawing, and I'm going to label this 2-32-1. Take off the default template check because I like working in millimeters. You don't necessarily have to. Hit OK. I already got one of those. I'm going to call it 231-A. Hit OK. Now I can pick millimeter part solid. And the first thing, we're going to learn a lot of new tools on here today. So as I look at drawing number 1, I'm going to draw one side of it first, and I'm going to use a mirror tool. I'm going to draw half of the side and then use the mirror tool, and I'll show you that in a second. So I'll click on the front plane. I clicked on it in the model space. I'll hit sketch, and then I will click on the sketch view button, and it'll rotate me into a two-dimensional drawing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw half of that cutout V just using the line tool. So I'll come in here, it'll snap right to my middle. I'll come over, and I'm going to keep this in usable numbers. So the first line I draw off of, I'm going to change that almost immediately. And I'm going to change it to 100. And then off of that, everything else should kind of be this scale. So I'll go back to the line. After I do that, I'll come up. I'm going to go up about 150. You don't necessarily have to do this. I'm going to do it one dimension at a time. 150 up, and then I'll be over like this. And I'm just drawing half of that V right now. What I'm doing, drawing half of that V, and you'll see what it looks like in 1 second. So I got all that. I click on my pointer tool to get out of there and look at my dimensions. And now I got some numbers I can work with. I'm going to set this distance to a nice even number 20. I'll change my angle to a nice 100. And I'll change this distance, it looks like, to about 40. I don't like that. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go 35, so I get it looking like what I want. So there we go. We got half of that V side drawn if you're looking at your sheet of paper. I like that. I'll hit OK. I'm going to extrude that, and we'll make that just, let's say, 40 millimeters thick. And I like that, so I'll hit the green check. Now I have half of that V. There's a tool up here called mirror. You see pattern, mirror, it looks like this. Well, I want to make sure extrude number 1 is highlighted, and I'm going to mirror that to the other side of this plane right here, the right plane. So all I do is highlight extrude number 1, click on mirror, and then I'll come over here. It's asking me, it doesn't know where to put that, doesn't know where I want to flip it yet. That's why it's red. Down here it says select a plane or datum plane to mirror about. I want to flip it on the other side of the right plane, like I said. So I'll click on that. Nothing happens yet until I hit the green check. And now I have that V cut out of drawing 232-1. Now we got to add the rounded part. So I'm going to do a default orientation. I'm going to make sure nothing's highlighted over in the model tree, nothing's light blue, and I'm going to work off the top plane to draw the rest of this. So I click on top, sketch, and click the sketch view button here, and it'll rotate into place. Another button you're going to have to get familiar with is the reference button. It looks like this right over here next to file system. This is the reference button. Right now the computer doesn't know where anything that we just drawn is. It knows where the plane lines are, but it has no idea where anything else is because computers are not very smart. So I'm going to set up some references. So I'm going to click references. This little dialog box pops up somewhere, and it's asking me to select edges, vertices, whatever you want to reference off of. I want to reference off the very bottom gray line part of this wedge I just built, and I want to reference off the very right side. I'm going to draw half of this again and mirror it. So I put that in there, and now I have 2 reference lines that my tools will snap to. So I got that. I like those. Accept references and close. Now you'll see when I go to my line tool, it actually snaps to those corners and stuff, so that's what I want. I'm going to draw half of that circle top of 232-1, so I'll put a circle in here first, and I'm going to make it about 50 millimeters. And I'm going to set it, now you see it's measuring from that reference line I put in. So that's why I put it in. I wanted to measure from that point to the middle of my circle. And I'm going to change that to a nice even 60. Now I'm going to put a line over here to draw the part coming up here. This is kind of upside down. It's kind of laying there like you're drawing. I'm going to put a line there, and I'm going to make that line 25 millimeters. Now what I want to do is connect these two entities. You can see the curve. It rolls right off here and kind of curves back under like that. This is the arc tool we're going to use to do that. So I'm going to create an arc. Click on that. It's asking me to pick something. I want to pick somewhere in here where, and I'll just start it there kind of, and click on the end of that circle. And you can see as I move this circle in and out, you'll see this little T pop up. Once that T popped up down there on my first circle, that's tangent. It's going to come off in a nice sloping perfect angle. When I see that, I'll click and end my other arc. So there we got that. It doesn't matter what this number is because we want to make sure it's just tangent to this first circle running to that. All right, so now we got to finish this up and close off this drawing. We'll go to the line tool, come back over here to the right side, click and drag over to here in the middle, and then come up and cut my circle in half because we're drawing only half of that circle. Go to the select tool, come on over to delete segment because I got to get rid of some of that or my computer doesn't know what to make three-dimensional. Click on that. I want to get rid of this circle over here. I want to get rid of this inner circle there, and I just want this figure here. And once I got that, I like that. Let's hit the green check. Rotate it into a default orientation. Let's extrude that. We want it to be like about 40 millimeters, just like the other side. We like that. It's ready to go. Hit green check to accept it. And now we'll go back to the mirror tool. Mirror. And again, it's asking us, doesn't know where it is yet. Select one item. I want to flip it on the other side of the right plane again. So I'll click on that. Nothing happens. The red box goes away. Hit the green check. And we have our 232-1 drawing done. We'll go over this in class. Have a great day.